T-side a lot. Really, ENCE didn't have any production on their T-side to get that op kind of rolling in any kind of significant fashion. But, I mean, look, I think he played great inside the A-bomb site with ENCE. A couple picks, a number of rounds, a couple of good defenses. Potential a little bit more for the op to have impact here on Ancient. Winner of this series, winner of this map, goes on to the semifinals. That'll be against FaZe, where they compete for a spot in the grand finals tomorrow evening. And let's get it on. Pistol round going live now. We saw the buff that you get winning both pistol rounds from the Ninjas on Overpass. They win both pistols and allows them to close this one out with ease. ENCE is coming into this map. That had to have been a conversation between the maps. Was ENCE, let's just get a pistol round. Let's win one of them. Let's not lose both.
Please, just one. That's all we need.
Start with one, and you know, maybe we get two, maybe it'll be nice, but let's start with one.
Yeah, maybe, just maybe. But we'll see what ENCE have got on their pistol round. T-side, straight through elbow. It's some Pious running towards the donut already. About to be an A-main fight coming down here. Nerds, he's got Config right in front of him. Rez has come through the backside, and now Nerds is in an uncomfortable spot, but he thrives in the chaos. Nerds on the double kill. Goodbye, Rez and Config, and that bomb plant coming in. It looks good for ENCE to win that pistol that they've been searching for so long. It's now Maxter left alone. There's nothing he can do. Get out of there.
Yeah, what a round from Nerds. And as soon as that aggression is spotted, they were already pretty fast-paced out middle to donut, but as soon as Nerds spots that push, it's like they just step on the gas. A bomb site overrun and way too many bodies to deal with. So Maxter's the only one left, and he's gone down as well. 1-0. There's that pistol.
Well, we see ENCE go for the force spy on the CT side quite consistently. Let's see if NiP decide to go forward here on their CT side. Doesn't look like it for the meantime.
I don't think I like it. If you go back to Nuke and the way that ENCE played their T side, like second and third rounds after winning the pistol, was very fast. It was rushes towards the bomb site, and if you go for the second round buy, you don't really have the tools to stop that so much. Like there's one Molotov on Config, but he's got to sacrifice other nades in order to get it. So if ENCE chose to go fast here, which looks like it's more of a default spread, so this is going to be kind of a standard gun round opening, although well-timed flashbang, and Nerds comes through.
NiP do go for the force spy, and they go for something that was working a lot against Wings Up, and that's getting Config close to elbow, playing around that smoke, but up against ENCE, you're already punished by it.
And it's Nerds with the MP7, that classy gentleman's gun.
It is. It's a classy. You know, you pick that up, it tells you a lot about a man.
It does.
His SMG of choice.
That and whether you do chunky or smooth peanut butter. Those are two really big questions.
Well, what do you do, Jason?
Crunchy.
Yeah, it's the only right answer. And Madden charges around the corner with that old school complexity sticker. Sticks Rez to the wall. And now Head Trick looking to turn back. Good deagle shot on the ramp. That's Snappi getting caught. Snappi should have had that one a long time ago.
Yeah, he was engaged in that spray. He was like, this kill will be happening any second. Any of these bullets that connect is going to find me that kill. And just spamming the deagle finds a headshot in return. But ENCE, they have complete map control and complete confidence to just shift towards the A bomb site. Maxter, Head Trick, and S-Tag will have to save these weapons that they have. No chance for this retake.
Ooh. Could have been a chance for a kill on the extra Mac 10 money. But that will be NiP slipping away with these force spy pistols.
It's not a bad outcome altogether, though. S-Tag, I'm not sure what pistol he has, but with that Mac 10, he can drop that over, and I mean, you have essentially 4 players with upgraded weapons in the next round. See what you can do with it.
But on all reality, in the realistic expectations, going into the next round is in fact a 2-0 lead for ENCE. Now, I have to say that cosplayer, bit of a, you know, we don't usually do interviews just for the game with the cosplayers, but I think it warranted it because it was very accurate.
It was a legit cosplay, I'm not gonna lie.
That was kind of sick. If he made all that on his own, that's
I can't imagine wearing that gas mask is very comfortable either. So
someone needs to check on him, actually. There needs to be like a safety officer around with that guy because he might just pass out.
It's probably getting hot. 2-0.
And now we'll see those sort of saved weapons really come into play.
S-Tag keeps the Mac 10 with his armor, but he passes the deagle over to Config to see what he can do. It's Rez who's just stuck on a USP. And similar round. Again, fast-paced with the flashbang out middle.
Yeah, just making sure they got all the B-link control from both sides. So
damn,
what is stop any cave plays?
Config just ate a 96 damage nade.
Oof.
In Red Room. So yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah, I don't think it will be. Actually, I think that's going to be a pretty rough old time for him. Snappi running forward with a Mac 10. Deeper into cave. Utility bombarding the site now. It's Maxter seeing the smoke come up. nothing he can do about it apart from push forward and try and get into the site itself. And maybe, just maybe, there's something to be had here with a 5-7. Hetrick getting boosted up upon Rez's head. Minute and 5 seconds left. The stack on this side of the map is the only way the Ninjas in Pajamas can win this round. But that's the first kill of that stack disappearing, and Snappi is ready for a second player to push on in. And Snappi's doing it all, really. That's 3 in the round from the MAC-10. That's exactly what you want in this kind of round.
That's a really clean hit, too. I mean, that's just ENCE throwing out utility and realizing how much pressure it's going to put on the NiP players that don't have utility to throw in response and just waiting for their reaction. That's like a hit that you never really had to pull the trigger on because NiP comes to you. 3-0 start, and the rifle's going to start being picked up.
Conversations being had for the Ninjas ahead of this first gun round. Very, very willing to use timeouts, ENCE, and NiP, I suppose, but NiP more so early on in the rounds. We see NiP pick them up and go to DJL's calling.
It makes sense to those, right? Like you have a stand-in as well, Maxter. You have an interim IGL, everyone just making sure they're on the same page, not the worst idea in the world. Nade is gonna, or smoke is gonna be blown open, but NiRTS has already crossed over. That timing is almost there. There is an opportunity. I don't know if he has the courage exactly to go through this smoke while it's up, but there's nobody in red room whatsoever, so he's got some space.
Oh, look at this from Maxter as well. He'll lock that in, no problem. Snappi walks to his death, his demise. But yeah, NiRTS' position now becomes pretty powerful if he can make something of it, especially after losing Snappi this early into the round. And Rez and Hetrick realize that if there is a player in red room, that could be a problem. So they're going to have to sort of adjust and address this issue. And not only is it 2 players, it's now 3 as Esetice come over. NiRTS is about to be in a whole world of trouble.
Yeah, he's dead. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not.
How does he come out of that?
Yeah, well, he's got dropped on the fallback. But here's the step through the smoke in towards B, and it's wide open. Oh. Maxter, he was so good in the group stage. Struggles here, but it's low HP in Vladin, and he goes down as well. Rez with a double kill. It's all on Madden. A plant would be excellent, but he's only got flashbangs to work with.
Oh, this is going to be such a difficult clutch attempt for Madden.
You don't need to win it, though, right? Kills.
Kills is the essential part of this. If he can bring down a couple of those rifles, sure, yeah, you throw the economy of NiP into the wind. But is he going to get that chance? Will he be given that opportunity? A bomb plant would be cool for his economy too. Build and a little bit of extra cash. Flash goes out. M4 picked up this time. Oh, they line up. There was a chance there for a moment to turn that into a 1v1. Fortunately, Rez is hitting headshots today. And that's NiP's first gun round going their way.
Yeah, there was some real potential there, especially with a low HP player leading the way. Rez doing a good job of keeping spacing, but not making it too easy for the double spray down. So 3 kills in a bomb plant. Not bad, all things considered, for ENCE. And they'll be able to buy a full kit of AK-47s in this round. 3-1.
So this is Snappi dying first. Really tough angle to deal with if you're Snappi with that MAC-10, especially if you're just walking. And Config gets an important trade there on NiRTS, who looked like he was going to die a lot earlier into that round with nothing.
So well done from Rez. And if he has another blow-up game like he did on Overpass, like this could be an issue for ENCE.
It's really exciting having Rez in this kind of form, knowing there's a better in-game leader coming in the future too. You know, if you can get Rez excited again, get him in this new roster, maybe, just maybe, Jason.
We're going to go down this road for like the 9th time.
We're going to see I Am Oakland. You're going to see it pop
I
off
Am
again.
Oakland 2017 is coming back.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we've all been waiting for. So we've all been waiting for. Kind of crazy because, you know, there are just players that eternally feel like they're young rookies, and Rez is one of them. Like, the kid just feels like, yeah, he's just starting. No, he's been here for years, guys. Like, this guy is one of the most experienced Counter-Strike players in the scene at the moment. This is ridiculous.
Well, he's still got some game. Deep nades in as well. Deep smoke to provide cover. MP9 aggressive in Jaguar while this maneuver is happening, but ENCE is looking towards the extremities. They're looking at the A bomb site. And it is Hetrick with the op positioned over in Temple.
Can they get a flash on that angle? Can they get a flash in position? Hetrick's going to dodge the flash, and he will get a kill. Hetrick's looking for another one here too. He's not dropping back. He's still going for it. And finally, his emboldened nature is quenched by the flashbang, and he overextends, overpeaks, and is punished by some pious. That should be it now. NiRTS has got the elbow kill. There's nothing they can do despite Res hitting a headshot through that smoke and the box. It is not going to be enough to really think about any kind of retake, and ENCE just pouncing the A bomb site.
Yeah, nice and easy. Good job from Senpaius. He had one job that whole round, which was to keep the AWPer boxed into Temple, prevent him from causing any more damage, and he nails it. So even though the opening kill goes towards Headtrick, the Donut players couldn't produce anything on that defense.
It'll be interesting to see from the replay and get another perspective on it, but it is a question if Headtrick needed to re-peek. He couldn't fall back as the molly, obviously, in that instant, but he did have opportunities to get away. We'll have to see in the replay how it all shaped out.
I think part of it was he wasn't really catching those flashes at all. He was just like, "Oh, I'm
just gonna keep going."
Yeah, they're not blinding me. I'll just keep stepping forward. I'll just go for it." And then obviously when he's making that play, the Molotov comes in behind him, and that's where he's got no chance to fall back.
Yeah. And then he actually got caught by the flash when it mattered most on the peak. Yeah. Fortunate. So there's the instant redstones being put out, but NiP fine just pushing through them. They got the mid control early. It didn't really matter because ENCE just pounced on the A side.
Vladden's looking much more comfortable in this series than he did
really
in the group stage.
He?
They had a nice little chat during this day off to get him up to speed, and he's been playing so well today.
All right, Rez, are you going to be checked? That is the question. Does he get away with anything? Rez is committed to this, and he will be dead in just a moment. Config's able to assist and get a trade, but now Config has shown them that he's just a beagle on this A bomb site.
Yeah, but I can't believe Vladden's committing. Oh, there it goes. Snappi's got some payback and a double kill on top of it. Takes down his teammate who killed him on overpass in an attempted entry.
Yes, a couple of team kills now across the board here.
It's all good.
It's blow for blow. And it is going to be Headtrick involved in a 1v3. AK-47 picked up.
He could try and go for this if he wanted to. He'd have to get onto it right now. No kit, but I think he's going to be pleased and happy with the AK-47 saved up. He's got some teammates with low cash, so a valuable weapon to drop over to someone like S-Tag in the next round, or Maxter.
Yeah, and he's got utility, Kevlar, etc. still available. So yeah, this is the more conservative approach, the more realistic one. And he's just going to carry this AK on over. But that's 5 rounds now for ENCE on the T side. They're putting up a big performance here. And this is giving me shades of Nuke, right? We're seeing a big T side performance coming from ENCE, racking up the rounds in the first half.
Well, the nice thing, too, for ENCE is you've gone back-to-back rounds. You've hit that A bomb site effectively 2 rounds in a row. And yeah, this one is mostly pistols on the defense. But you're making NiP have to consider the fact that you can have success on the extremities of the map. If they want to push middle, if they want to be aggressive and take control of that, they're not going to have resources to defend the A bomb site, not going to have resources to defend B lane as effectively. And all of a sudden, you open up some options.
Well, the AWP returns to action. In the hands of Headtrick. The ops were a big part of the CT success on overpass. Madden looks to pressure up the ramp. This is a move he loves to do. If they don't molly in the middle of that ramp, he can get into that beehive and have a position here. Rice is looking to fight him, and the confidence works against him this time. Oh, Madden, what a shot. Headtrick gets absolutely deleted, and Madden's not stopping. He wants more control, and he might get it as well. Config finally puts him in his place, but he's not really followed up on it. And Config shows he can do it better. He can do it much better. Second kill in, and now NiP are up in a 3v2. How has this happened?
What a weird round. I don't know why nobody else followed up Madden in towards the B bomb site. Look at the kills at that B site on the minimap. The X deep in that cube is Madden's position that he pushes forward, but no one else had come up the ramp with that double entry. Maybe they just weren't in position to take advantage of it as much as they would have liked. But this round has fallen out of control when Config gets that space. S-Tag needs something. Kill this. Still 0 and 6, and NiRTS is back in towards Donut for defense.
Oh, this is a good position for NiRTS because they have no idea. And he might actually just wait on the second player if he's patient for the shadow. Oh, it might be. Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't betray him. And he gets a lineup of 2 players looking the wrong way. And NiRTS gets the double, sinks the ship of NiP. And that's going to be 6-1 for ENCE.
Oh, he hit that timing just so well. They were convinced he was committed to the bomb site, but he slides right back in towards Donut. And he had that nightmare trigger discipline attempt on overpass where Headtrick spun and got it. But this time, the trigger discipline makes it absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I thought the shadow might betray him here as they walked into Donut. They might have seen him, but didn't catch a glimpse. And NiRTS puts it right between the eyes. And you have to remember, that started with the Madden push-up B. And I'm bamboozled as to why no one followed him.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily, that was like a game plan. It's just kind of like
A moment that happened.
Yeah, and like you know, if you're Madden, you obviously take that space, but if you're the rest of ENCE and you're not kind of, you know, poised to take advantage of it, I guess you're playing it a little bit more conservatively. It almost falls apart. Config delivers some stunning shots.
Well, now that forces NiP back down to pistols again, and this is becoming a very frustrating half for NiP to deal with. They were able to recover the first half on Nuke. That was the key that allowed some momentum to be going their way on that map. Still only mustered 8 rounds, but right now, this isn't looking like NiP are going to recover this despite having a couple of close rounds here. Going for the half buy though. They want to save most of their money for the next round.
Important to say as well though, even with the fact that they weren't able to successfully follow it up, those 2 kills from Madden being aggressive on B ramp, once again, it's just another example of ENCE saying like, we're going to try and exploit the extremities. You know, when we know you have this kind of like beef or this mid focus where you want to push down, you want to have the deep nades and have control with 2 players there, we're going to try and exploit the weaknesses of the other parts of the map while you do that. And another instance of success for it.
We talked about NiP coming into the series, and now he's showing us the kind of performance we come to expect from this absolute world-class rifler. 10-2. Really delivering for ENCE on the stage at the moment in this quarterfinal. And the mid-utility coming in for ENCE, but the vast majority of those players were towards A main, but they've only sent one deep into that position. The bomb is still waiting back to throw extra nades into the A split. And this is a chance for NiP. They've actually got a couple of players here, 3 in fact, towards this A bomb site. And Config, he spotted the scope. He doesn't want to get involved to that, so drops back.
Yeah, got a little bit of information of what's coming with 3 players in Donut. All that utility is going to ring out. All those flashbangs throw towards the front of Temple.
Here we
And
go.
Config manages it, but now comes the split from the other side. 2 players to find. They've got nowhere to go. NiP and Vladin just tear it apart, and Sunpius now in position to hold back Temple. And it'll be a 7th round for ENCE. Maybe not. That's disgusting.
Too many shots on the deagle ringing out from Rez and Config today, but even with that, it doesn't open up enough to get back in on this retake.
Yeah, they're not happening at the time to really have impact in changing the nature of the round. Config gets that opening kill, but that was always going to be difficult to hold on to after the fact.
Yeah, you needed more in from Donut on that second attempt.
I mean, 3 players from NiP slaughtered in that Donut corridor.
Nice shot from Vladin. And that's 7 now. Just keeps on ticking forward for ENCE. This half is looking very pretty.
That's looking so good.
It'll get to the point where NiP won't have enough rounds in this half to survive a pistol round lost in the second half. This might just be a blowout.
Yep, could be the nightmare thing where it's like, oh, if we don't win pistol, we just gotta lose. Cool.
That's it. That's the tournament done. Pack it up, fly back from Shanghai, get Alex in the team.
Beautiful shot from Config. 1 player actually in Donut might have changed the nature of that round. If you could be aggressive and hold off or at least trade some of those kills in Donuts, but I think Config getting that early information sucked more players towards Donut than they needed.
Mid pressure yet again from NiP's utility, but NiP is not really caring about that at all. Doesn't let it affect him. He actually gets out mid. He's applying pressure in Donut, making no secret that he's got the mid control. And Snappi, ooh.
I thought he looked like he had spotted that. It looked like he was so convinced
he was about to peek that, yeah.
that Maxter was on the left, but not clearing it deep enough. Looking towards that right corner, and Maxter is able to get away.
Yeah, that's good for Maxter to stay up. Get that opening kill, drop back, maintain cave control, and NiP have the opening. But the problem in this series has been, ENCE have had a few rounds where they've been able to convert 4v5s, right? What I mean, in these deficit situations, they've been able to find the pathway back into too many of these.
Oh, nice shot from Config.
Not so much 3v5s.
Yeah, 3v5's a little bit more difficult.
They're going to go for the A play. That's the last-ditch effort here for ENCE.
And this is really the first time we've seen ENCE kind of go back at NiP's aggressive mid defense. I've touched on it. Like they've attacked B ramp early with Madden earlier. They've done a lot of hits out of A main early on in the round. This time they actually try and take mid control over, knowing NiP's putting a massive amount of bodies there, and you can see the result.
Utility coming in, clearing out close positions. ENCE go for the last-ditch effort in the 30 seconds left in this round, and Madden, what a headshot. They push in towards Hetrick, but that's the bomb now committed into the donut corridor, and that's a problem. Hetrick should find it soon. And Vladen rings out the shot, and it's a headshot this time. Hetrick gets wrecked, and now Sampaius and Vladen, there might be a shot left in this, but as Sampaius hits the deck and leaves Vladen alone, we've got to believe there's a small chance, but it's very small indeed. NiP with a second.
Yeah, but Vladen actually made that pretty interesting. Even that kill on Config at the end, I thought maybe he could build a little bit more, or not Config, the other player towards
Hetrick, yeah.
Yeah, Hetrick. I thought maybe there's a chance, but a good peek from Maxter shuts that down. A good trade. Second timeout called for NiP, and it makes sense. This next round is critical for NiP to win. If they lose it, ENCE is a great chance at a 10-2 scoreline, and that's just not enough on a deciding map. So NiP, this round is very, very important to them.
Yeah, this is their life source coming right up.
Yeah, if Maxter doesn't take that peak, there's a real chance in that duel with Config, and then all of a sudden it's a 1v1, and yeah, time's low, but a real opportunity for Vladen that he almost created for himself. Round 10 as the freeze time comes to a close. S-Tag's having an absolute nightmare at the moment on defense, 0 and 8.
Yeah, it really is. He's gone beyond James Bond. He's gone to the next level. Well, we'll see if S-Tag can get involved in the remainder of this half. If you remember back to NiP, he was actually the player that got them that turning point round, right, where they were able to recover that half. He got a 4K in from CT Vent. You would definitely like to have S-Tag deliver on the server here. Maxter once again actually getting Jaguar, and not only that, he's still going. He's got full B-lane control now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Sampaius and Vladen challenge towards A. After this boost is done and Sampaius has cleared out some of these angles, I think we'll see them get a little bit aggressive. Everything else is smoked off at the moment. Actually, they just back away. So ENCE very far back on the map and reconsidering their options. Snappi's calling for some shifting. A late mid-take perhaps on the cards. And it'll actually turn into emphasis towards the B bomb site in B lane while Nertz lurks in middle.
So Rez is up first on the defense at ramp. What a performance he's had, especially on overpass. If he could step up here, he could stop ENCE from breaking through that door. That would be fantastic, but look at that. Goodbye to the smoke and goodbye to Rez. He committed into the smoke thinking it was covered, but it betrays him as it blows away.
20 seconds on the clock. Back to the A bomb site.
Oh,
back
that's
towards
perfect. Look at the timing and the rotation as well.
Yeah, and I mean, even the defender there, if he gets back to it, it's S-Tag. Remember, he's had a tough game. He's got no motivation to step up with the FAMAS. 0 kills for S-Tag. They could use one, but the opportunity won't even be presented. And ENCE just find a way to maneuver around the map that doesn't even allow NiP to go for it. Because if they go for this and lose, they've got no money.
I feel bad for Rez. That's just so rough. Get in the ramp smoke, try and play on the sounds, try and play on the timing.
Give credit to Vladen, man.
And he just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
10-4 from Vladen. He's having a very good game here now. Doing everything they're asking of him. And a little bit more too.
Yeah, what a way to find an opening kill. It took him a second as well to realize Rez was even in that position.
Yeah. What a minimum. It is going to be 8 rounds at the half here for ENCE. And currently, all signs point towards even more than the 8 rounds they've already collected. You mentioned a possibility of 10-2. Well, that feels like a reality at this point.
Well, I mean, there's still challenge, right? Because NiP saves the 4 weapons so that they don't get broken. So another chance to contest here for NiP. That's what that save bought them. But in that situation, if that happens again, it's almost like you don't really have that option to save anymore. You need to get rounds on the board. I don't even think 9-3 is enough.
No, not at all. And if you're S-Tag, you're just trying to get off that goose egg as well. But before this half ends, you don't want to go an entire half without getting a single kill. That would be absolutely devastating for him. It's not an easy job that S-Tag has to do at the moment. You know, interim IGL returning to competitive play after a hiatus. A lot of factors, but still need to perform here on the stage. And taking their time this time, ENCE. And it's that mid-control again. The classic stamp is getting config towards elbow, but Nertz is holding for it. And one of the two sharpest aimers, they're going to be battling against them. inside of the smoke fade. Is Nertz going to be looking the right way? Is he going to detect Config? No! Peeks with the nade in hand, and Config doesn't sink the kill.
Oh my lord, yeah, how does he not get that one? Even manages the retake as well. Headtrick is watching the Jaguar entrance with an op, so Config knew he didn't have anyone wrapping around him for that aggressive stance.
Oh, a lot of damage onto Maxter. He's not finished off. Snappi does not know how close he is to getting that kill. That's all unconfirmed damage now inside of Cave.
Ooh, spam through the smoke. All the damage, all the close calls onto NiP players. Config finally gets his frag. It is Nertz as well that he cleans up and finishes off from earlier. And now Headtrick, a little bit off the mark. Little bit off the mark. And Madden, let's see if he can do it twice.
Here he goes. Usually an entry beast on this B-bomb side. And he steps up to the mark again. Rez under pressure and under scrutiny is stopped by Snappi. It is a 3v2 for ENCE as the bomb plant starts to come through. Sampaius is the player to lock in those digits. And ESCTAG still yet to get on the board. He's got to pull this off if him and Config want this round win.
Yeah, you have to go for it. And the longer this takes, the closer Snappy's going to get. The bomb's not planted for him, so it's essentially a 2-on-2. But Snappy's coming around.
Snappi is indeed the leg spotted from Sampaius. That's the kill from Config. And perhaps ESCTAG doesn't need the frag if Config gets it done on his own. But Vladin's down the ramp. ESCTAG spots another play. He's just trying to pull distraction, allow his in-game leader to get around the backside. And Snappi now activates. That's ESCTAG out of the round. And that's NiP without a chance. Config has to retreat. He tries to get away. And even then, his retreat might be denied. And it is. Vladin gives him no mercy. And ENCE keep pushing forward.
Yeah, that's a risky flank from Snappi, but it works out. But it works out partially due to great play from Vladin. We'll say his name again because he stepped up from the group stages. He realizes his priority at that point is staying alive. He's making it very difficult fights for NiP to take him out of that position. And he's just doing a couple shots to keep him off the bomb as long as possible, keep them focused on him, and ducking down whenever it feels like their aim is trained on his position. And that buys the time for Snappi to get all the way around. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a great spam to cover that push. If you're going to slide into that position, that spam is going to do work.
And this is Vladin stopping even the save for Config. So this is it for NiP. Even with 3 rounds at the half, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, the nice thing is because they saved a couple rounds back, they still have the money to invest in this one because they got to just kind of set back up with those rifles. So this isn't any kind of a diminished buy whatsoever. Plenty of utility, op in the hands of Headtrick, rifles on the other players as well.
So let's do this. Last round of the first half. ENCE looking for double figures. That would put them 3 rounds away from a semi-final against FaZe. And we know how good that matchup can be. We know how good ENCE versus FaZe can be. And that will be one hell of a story for this tournament.
A real chance to test FaZe's dominance so far. Madden is just loving these fights at the B bomb site.
Doesn't feel like he's lost one of them when he runs up here. He's so damn good. And Rez has had one hell of a shift from dominance on overpass. They're not getting involved at all here, and Config sets himself up to flashes in. Doesn't land a single kill, and Rez nearly gets a double, but it's not enough output here from NiP.
No, it's almost so many targets. Config couldn't really track and make a decision of which one he wanted. He turns that corner, and there's 3 or 4 players in his sights.
Yeah, he just sends out a light blanket of damage across a couple of players. And you would have to hope that someone stepped up with a big multi-kill, but it hasn't happened. The only hope here for NiP is that ESCTAG gets a kill in this half at some point, and this is his last chance to do it. ESCTAG coming back in with Headtrick. AWP from the Ukrainian peeking close. ESCTAG's about to get caught. It is that disastrous half no one likes to see, and it's 10-2. ENCE are 3 rounds away from a semi-final berth here at the CAC.
Yeah, and it sets up what we kind of built on what was looking like it might come, is the fact that this is now a must-win pistol round for NiP, or else they're just gone, or else they just fade out of these quarterfinals.
So it's so demoralizing, sure, when a player goes 0 at the half, but even more so when it's your in-game leader, because they're in their head about their own performance, right? They're not super positive, they're not hyped, they're not fully focused, I'm sure.
Every in-game leader will tell you, I mean, it's kind of a chicken and the egg, but when they're playing well individually, the calling gets easier.
Yeah, and I mean, even Carried, one of the most experienced in-game leaders in the history of Counter-Strike, when he has a negative performance, you can often see it affects his emotions. He even feels compelled to go on Twitter sometimes to talk about it after the match, right? So it's definitely going to be playing into the heads of they're human beings after all. And you know, ESCTAG, as an individual player, he's going to be feeling rough.
Yeah, they're not robots.
Yeah, they aren't, despite what people think and what they say.
One
Not
day,
yet, maybe.
One day AI
I think we'll be the first to be replaced.
Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? That the whole AI commentary thing. Just keep that away from me, please.
Coming for our jobs.
Yeah, I want to do this for a little bit longer at least.
God, Madden has been such a monster at B ramp throughout this entire half. This is, I think, like the third time we've seen him get that entry. Like basically, whenever he stepped up, you add in the Vladin round, blowing open the smoke and picking off Rez. I mean, ENCE didn't have a whole lot of success in middle, but the sides of the map were all theirs in the first half.
Yeah, that's very true. It's not be the closest game, has it, at all.
Nice thing for NiP is because of this this gamble, this stack towards the B bomb site, I mean, ENCE is going to remain aggressive and push because they have all their resources at B. They're going to get the information they need, but the A bomb site is wide open whenever they pull the trigger. Madden is the only defender way back in CT spawn at this angle. Vladin is here now, and I think this might have just taken a little bit too long for NiP.
Well, there's the smoke up in his face. Perhaps a big disgrace as Madden's going to hide inside of the smoke. They'll move their way around. Glocks all rattling together. But the death rattle is just a sound. You need some impact. And there's Essetag on the board. The T side is much better already than the CT affair for Essetag. And now they're looking to hold on. They're looking to get this pistol round under their belt. Max are doing his most, and he will do a lot. Default with the double. Madden and NiP come in on the retake attempt. Madden is still here inside of the site, and they haven't detected him just yet. And he's ever closer to taking Max to a round, but the spin, the sixth sense, the turn on the headshot. Did not see NiP, but it doesn't matter anymore. Time is gone, and NiP ain't winning this one.
Yeah, that was almost well recovered from ENCE. That was almost well constructed. I think they were there at the timing. I think maybe that player inside the bomb site needed a little bit of a distraction from Donut. That would have helped him out take that follow-up fight. NiP is going to get one at the close, but he's going to go up with the bomb. So 10-3, NiP stave off disaster for the moment.
For the moment, but with how many rounds they have available, wouldn't be surprised if we see ENCE continue to go for their second round force buys, and that's exactly what they've done here. So Madden buying into the Deagle, we'll see the rest pick up the upgraded pistol, but this is Max, they're having another big pistol round.
Really nice pistol, managing all the angles.
It's got some great mechanics, doesn't he? I'm sure we're going to see him eventually get a chance at a top team with the way he's playing at the moment.
Yeah, this has been a great bid for him, a great showing, a great display.
I would love to see it. I wouldn't actually like him to go into the team immediately, though. I actually like the idea of him going back to the academy and spending a bit more time there. Because I feel like there's been players throughout history. I think Masuta is one of the best examples I can think of. That
moved up a little early?
Yeah, just got his chance a little too early. And I think if you look at the model of traditional sports, it's like you see these young players, they don't automatically get put into the first team, right? There's a period of time that they have to spend, despite if they have great skill, of just letting them kind of mature.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you're a phenom.
With what we know of the NiP camp, I mean, that's not even really a conversation.
They just throw anybody in.
Yeah, they've already got their kind of replacement, right? So I don't think you're dropping Rez or S-Tag you just brought back. Config obviously not, Hedrick obviously not. So I mean, you've kind of got your lineup set. This is just a way for Maxter to show what he's been, how he's been developing down in the lower leagues, and everyone likes what they see. So yeah, return to there. Second round bye for ENCE, even with this gigantic lead.
With this game, though, the way it's been going, everything points towards a chance to win this kind of round for ENCE, especially Madden. He's been so sharp in this tournament. Sure, he's negative on KD, but you have to think about the impact in that first half. He did his job so effectively. Just waiting now. ENCE just looking for opportunity as NiP take their way through mid. They've got B lane, and they're not applying pressure into cave just yet. Under 1 minute left in the round. Looks like NiP are going to be joining the rest of their forces from middle up into the B lane again and applying pressure on this B setup. Snappi can take initial attention, and now Sampaius has the chance.
Good shot from Rez.
Oh, they look like they're going to check it.
Oh, yeah.
Check it, but it's a double. Sampaius eclipses too. His head trick and Red's gone. And just like that, that's the opportunity. We said ENCE have a chance in this kind of round, and Sampaius shows us why.
Oh, the defensive smoke that he picks up as well. And Maxter was looking, didn't clear it all the way. There's the Deagle. Madden's got one. All of a sudden, it's a nightmare, but Config steps through the smoke, and that might have saved the day.
Yeah, it looks like it has. Vladin steps up again, a 1v2 with a 5-7, and he's had a very good game. This is to turn it into a great game. He's coming around the bottom of the ramp, but Config's considering it, crouches around the corner, and there's the kill on the 5-7. And now it's up against Essetag, who's had a disaster class, but this time wins the 1v1. Oh, they needed that. Sampaius give ENCE a chance, but Config rips it out of their hands.
Yeah, that's huge from Config. Yeah, you could tell with the kind of weaker buy as well. Sampaius with low HP steps back to help out at the B bomb site. Thinks a lot of the thrust, trusting that smoke to hold Config back, but it just doesn't. Fine work with the CZ, and that had to have been a very, very scary moment, especially when that kill comes out from Madden.
It's not easy to control the garden hose of the CZ, right? It can sometimes be a cruel mistress when you commit to this spray, but Sampaio's got the double out of it. Doesn't result in the round win for ENCE, though. And now we should be looking at 5 being picked up for NiP. But ENCE could still do some damage here. And look at the effects of the economy. Like, NiP don't have a lot left over with residual cash. If they lose a couple of players here, that would be devastating.
It's a lot of blood for not a lot of damage.
True. There's like, I look at the blood, I think maybe half HP. No,
Yeah.
no, 4.
4
health.
taken away.
All right, Snappi, he's got to get checked here, isn't he? Goodbye, Snappi.
He's very dead.
Oh, another team kill opportunity there.
Could have been awkward.
Yeah, it definitely could have been awkward.
Just USPs. Oh, the footstep. That's so sad. He's got to run.
You can't blame that one on Subtick anymore. So, just fumbles the jump up.
I feel like you can get away with a Subtick excuse a couple more times. We got a little bit more time on that.
There's no proof it's actually been fixed.
I've seen like 9 theses put out on Reddit about the Subtick system, and
there has been a lot. I wonder if these people went to university, because if they didn't, they would have excelled.
The nice thing is if you format it in the proper way, like, it'll feel like that guy's smart. It feels like he knows what he's talking about. You throw some graphs, some spreadsheets up there.
Yeah, like as long as you make it long enough, people don't actually read all of it.
Yeah.
As long as the TLDR is good.
It's like, wow, AssBlaster69 has really made a great spreadsheet here. I think he's actually got a degree.
Wait, is that another one that's going to be making a thread about paper? 24 seconds left here in this round, and Nerds and Vladin hoping they can get something done on the Deagles. And Nerds is slipping through the smoke. There's the chance. There's nothing. 10-5 as expected. They really did have to make life difficult, adding spotlights to everything, didn't they? Like, look at the size.
Yeah, just the amount of like shadow kills we've seen come out in this tournament alone. I'm just like, wow, those shadows really are just throwing some of the plays away. It is, and the worst part is like you almost never realize when you're doing it in the moment.
I think the strongest shadow is actually towards A main on this map, and I think a lot of players realize you have to hug that right wall so it doesn't go out.
Oh, they're gonna learn.
Yeah, you're gonna learn.
You're gonna learn the hard way.
Yeah. But we're seeing like what positions on maps that you don't even realize your shadow is going to show.
What we saw in Nuke was like even a shadow showing in the secret play, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah, exactly.
Coming from that left hallway, so it's like, oh, dang, they just show up randomly.
The Vertigo has a big one as well. Like if you're coming through Heaven on the rotation on the CT side, there's giant
it's like the bat
shadow
signal.
going on. I started enjoying that. I call myself Bigfoot. You know, you stand on top of it, makes your foot huge. You know what they say about big feet, Jason?
You know what they say.
Pretty large socks.
Exactly. 10-5. NiP, this is the next test of this comeback feature they're going to try and embark upon, because ENCE have the rifles out. Sampaio has his AWP. There's utility. There's defensive utility. Rez burning alive down to 52 HP.
Here's Snappi. What's he got? He loves an aggressive play out of cave. He loves this. They go in for the fight. He does so much damage. Snappi can't get away anymore, though.
Oh, but he's got Madden here. They won't expect this. I think that's the last bullet coming through from Rez to secure that kill.
Oh, he's got it.
Timing is everything, though.
He's got the wall for protection as well. That's Rez gone. Now he peeks out. Oh, a second for Madden. Great work.
And Sampaio is just here with the AWP, like, when do I get to have any fun? When is anyone actually going to peek this? It's actually Nerds who will be challenged next. Immediate dink and cleanup, and that secures the fact that NiP have to commit to this B bomb site. No chance of a fallback, and oh, the elbow shows.
Yeah, Sampaio ain't going to miss the shot, but it's not going to do enough damage to bring down the beast at the first attempt. So Vladin will do that instead. Hetrick's gone. Essetite's sustained early damage from Snappi's aggressive maneuver, and he ain't going to get any closer to that B bomb site. 11 rounds now for ENCE. Money still decent enough to get the purchase for NiP.
Again, disruption. Disruptive defense, being aggressive from Jaguar. Snappi doing it, getting great damage, but no kills. Madden following it up, finding a double kill. And then all of a sudden, you've got low HP players trying to recover the round, and it's never going to be likely for NiP. That was the big kill that sealed it, that forced these 22 and 25 HP players of S-Tag and Hetrick to just come up the ramp to their death. Vladin with a double, and ENCE 2 rounds away from that FaZe semifinal match.
And how exciting that will be. FaZe return to the #1 spot in the world. ENCE coming at them as a wounded warrior with a stand-in, but that matchup always delivers. Snappi versus Carrigan. I'm just excited about it. We're just here on Nuke, on Ancient rather, thinking about that matchup.
You're right. Historically, it has always delivered, but also going into the new game, and as you mentioned, the stand-in situation, then you have to ask the question: is can ENCE still deliver to the same degree that they have in the past? That'll be their test against FaZe. Still have to get there. It's not decided just yet.
But it could be in this round.
Yeah, all indications are that we will get the ENCE FaZe matchup in the semis.
And it really does feel like it's down to moments like this. And it's going to stay alive for NiP. Rez on the bottom of the B ramp looks up to the site, and Sampayas is taken out. Rez is looking for a follow-up. Madden?
What
Hello?
Yeah, he fell asleep at the wheel. Good find from Snappi.
Oh, well.
But yeah, that's NiRTS trying to get some information as well. It's Vladin. Okay, well, let's see.
Yeah, a little snoozy round here for ENCE, and it has allowed NiP to be in a comfortable position in this round. But, of course, you can wake up from your slumber. The desolation of ENCE. Oh, it's going to be the kill from Config, and Vladin left at default, burning away, and he will burn where he stands. So that's 6 rounds for NiP, and yeah, weird round, you have to say, Madden especially.
Yeah, well, yeah. Given Rez the opening kill on that B ramp, Rez showing Madden he can do the same exact thing. Just it was curious watching Madden just kind of walk out, looking towards cave, nade in hand, caught off guard by Rez again. 11-6, and NiP fighting back to pistols for ENCE.
Well, we said it could have been decided in that last round if ENCE had collected it. They didn't. So now we must, again, open up this book. Plenty more pages to be written. Vladin committed into A main. Hetrick seems to be ready for this kind of maneuver, and then probably will check behind him eventually. But Hetrick, is he going to get it? Is he going to get aggressive enough? And he will. Good clearance, good discipline. And now it's NiRTS stuck up on the boost. Oh, it actually catches the scope. That's exactly the player that he would have wanted. And NiRTS gets a second on the dive down from off the top, but doesn't get away with a weapon, doesn't get away with his life.
Yeah, but what he does is take enough bodies away to where they can't actually press any kind of advantage over an A. Snappi's looking for that gap, looking for the indication. Now he's got it. Transfers over. He knows the fight's going to be there, but can't handle it.
Steps into the light and sees the light as Rez will take him out. Sampayas' reaction is to get deeper into the bottom of the ramp itself. And Rez has stepped back beyond those double doors.
He's got to go get the bomb. No one else is in position to do it. S-Tag is holding on to A main. Config has position outside mid. It can only be Rez to pick it up as he backs away and traverses through T-spawn once again.
Oh, the rotation's coming back from Madden towards B, and the bomb is going the other way. So perhaps Sampayas heard some steps and was calling for the rotation over, the gamble to put 2 players there. But with this rotation over now, there's no shot here. It's going to be 7 for NiP.
And unfortunately, those kills happen in A main, so there's not even rifles that anyone from ENCE can pick up. No AK-47s on the ground in B lane or in middle. So should be a 7th round, although Madden can still throw a spanner in the works as he shifts towards Temple.
There's a drop down from Madden. Nice shot on the 5-7. Are you giving them a chance? Are you giving them a way back into this? My God, Config has to win it. NiP have let this one fall into the hands of the Dane. He has to pull this off. He's got the position for it. They run him in, and Sampayas hits the headshot. What the hell just happened?
That's incredible. All across the board. NiRTS with the double kill. Sampayas on the flank. Madden with one more. Man, NiP individually losing battles against pistols all throughout the round.
There is absolutely no way.
That's the knockout punch.
That's it. You've actually just knocked yourself out, basically. Like, this is ridiculous. Sampayas comes in. How does he win that fight? That should have been an easy kill for S-Tag. And then Config, he's like, oh, shit, guys, I have to win this.
Yeah, and even Config could have played this a little bit differently. He goes for the surprise factor, but there's no chance after that. It's just 2 back-to-back fights. Could have played the bomb a little bit differently, and that's Config not using the time on the bomb.
Well, that is the one that probably has broken the back of the ninjas in pajamas. It's NiRTS, Snappi, and Vladin taking one huge leap forward.
Wrap it up,
That's
boys.
it. Semi-finals locked in. ENCE have a matchup with FaZe, and NiP are out in China. It's a performance that they will not be happy with on this final map, and it is the last time we will see this roster. The new in-game leader is needed, and very quick.
Yeah, but let's focus on NiP, as you mentioned, getting knocked out, because, I mean, we saw some good things, that grueling match again.